Hey everybody, Drew here, and you are in my shop with this beautiful 2009 Toyota Corolla. This is a pretty simple topic, but I thought, goodness, there's so many of you on this channel because you are inspired to do stuff yourself. And some simple jobs like this oil change might not be simple for people who haven't tried yet. So I just wanted to go over with you everything you need to know to do the oil change on a 2009, this is in the United States, 2009 through 2013 Corolla. That's a 10th generation, the ones that look like this. With a 1.8 liter, and obviously you need to double check stuff, but most of this is going to apply, almost all of it's going to apply to the 2014 and newer, today is 2025, and newer Corolla as well. So let's dive in. First thing you're going to need, obviously, is oil. I always use full synthetic. This car calls for 0W20, and believe it or not, the specs on this Walmart brand oil hold up very well. It's like $18 for 5 quarts. You'll need 4.4 quarts of this. Excuse me. And then the oil filter, which is this paper element here. I'll actually show you that outside of the housing. This is the new one. There you go. So that goes in there like that, which of course we'll get to. 27064 is the Napa part number. 57064 is the official Wix, and PH 10358, this will all be in the description, is the Fram part number. And as far as tools, you are going to need a 14mm socket and a wrench. I happen to be using an electric wrench, but you can use it manually as well. To take out the drain plug, which is right there. When you jack up the car, make sure you use a jack stand, chuck the back wheels, and use multiple jack stands like that, not just one of these, because if this collapses, the car will kill you. Obviously, everything you see on this channel and do yourself is at your own risk. It's for entertainment purposes only here on the channel. So, of course, obviously, you'll need a jack or ramps like that guy there, a couple of those to drive the car up onto, or a lift if you're super, super, super blessed. Which I am, just not with a lift. So you're going to take off that 14mm drain plug and drain it into one of these. I love these because it's huge, and you can, unlike a bucket, you can drain the filter and oil pan plug, which aren't always that close to each other on all cars. The other tool you're going to need on this particular vehicle is one of these guys here. This is the giant, this is a 64.3mm 14 flute oil filter wrench, and it works on this, which goes with the car, unlike your standard metal oil filter. I'm going to link a video in the description on the explanation of which one is better, these or the metal spin-on type, and the reason for the different two, and some history. You'll really like that video. By the way, make sure you subscribe to this channel because there's a lot of content like this. It's not too early to subscribe now, and if you've learned something already, go ahead and like the video as well. But you'll need one of these. Now, this is a high-end one. I think this was like $40. Nice American-made, steel and billet aluminum. I'll try to throw a link to Amazon in the description for this one and the cheap $11 one, which will work fine for most of you guys. So you're going to use that to take this housing out of here, right? Let me see, right? If I could get you a good shot, right there, you can see the inside threads. So you're going to want to take that out. Now, one step too many people miss is the O-ring. This is responsible for making sure you don't get leaks from that area. By the way, if you're watching this after an oil change, you screwed up, you reuse the old one, and you're getting a leak, don't worry at all. You could take this off. Obviously, you guys should know the car needs to not be running for this. I hope I don't need to tell you stuff like that. But, as long as the car is off and is sat for a minute, you could, excuse me, take this off, and only a little bit of oil will spill out. An O-ring comes with a new filter. And what I wanted to show you guys is a lot of people think you need a pick to get the old one off, but if you look right there, see that notch in the dead center of your screen? You pinch, if that is, we'll call that 6 o'clock. If you pinch the O-ring at 3 and 9, like where you see my fingers are, I'm going to show you with my hand, kind of pinch it from out here, but squeeze forward. It'll pop off the body right there, just enough to get your finger in that groove and pull the old one off. Then you slide the new one back on, and all you do is just carefully, you don't want to cross thread anything. Screw this bad boy with the new filter into it, obviously. Screw this bad boy back in, And you're gonna wanna, if you're super, super specific, you could do this by feel if you know what you're doing. But if you're trying to be careful, you wanna torque that to about 18 foot-pounds. And this guy here is about 27 foot-pounds torqued back into the oil pan. Again, you can do that by feel, but if you want to know, those are the torque specs. Double check the description. That's by memory. It'll definitely be accurate in the description, or as accurate as I could find. So check that. So I'm going to go ahead and get those back on, and then we'll pick up from there. Now, the next thing you're going to need is a funnel. Now, here's an interesting one for you. I have two funnels. I have one for clean oil, so it doesn't get, dirty and gritty and all that jazz, and then put that into the engine. And I have another one for dirty oil marked with a D, and that one I heated up and caved in the edge so it fits in the top of the old jug and allows me to pour oil in as fast as I want without glugging and blowing bubbles of air back up through the oil. So that's just a little fun hack for you. These are cheap from Walmart, and the pair of them work great together. Again, I do a lot more of this than you guys are gonna, so you have time to sit there and let it glug. I think that's the proper term, where it goes like bloop, 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 because there's air inside the jug, and then it splashes all over your floor and your shoes. So, obviously you're gonna need a funnel. Don't try to be a hero and do this without one. You're just gonna spill oil all over your engine, which then takes time to burn off and smells awful. So we're going to put in 4.4 quarts of this stuff. That is the capacity for the 1.8 liter engine. Obviously, if you have an early XRS 10th generation, that's a 2.4 liter engine, and is going to be completely different all around. And if you're up past the 10th generation into the 11th or the super new Corollas, obviously you need to double check all this information. But anyways, so now that that's full, you have to actually start the car and turn it back off to, excuse me, to make sure that the oil circulates through the system, fills the filter housing, and then check it with the dipstick. So we're going to do that. So you know that you could hear that split second of what an engine sounds like with no oil in it. Obviously, let that be educational, because if you ever hear that regularly, you are in a real pickle. Anyways, I don't have a rag handy, and I'm sure you guys don't want to wait for me to go find one. So I'll use my hand. Always wear gloves when you touch car chemicals. They're brutal. So as you see there, not sure if you can see that. Let's see, try to get it to focus for you. I guess take my word for it, but it's just at that top dot, which is what we're looking for. There you go. So you can see, let me do it one more time for you. And you should always check your oil regularly on these cars, because modern cars definitely burn oil where older versions didn't. So that is a perfect oil change in a nutshell. I'm going to show you guys real quick how to reset on this particular car the maintenance required light, so hold tight for that. Now for this, you're going to want to turn your key on. Don't start the car, just turn it on, and cycle with this button over here till you're on trip A. Not odometer, not trip B, but trip A. Turn your key back off, hold this button down while turning your key back on, and you're going to see a bunch of blinking dashes, and as it blinks, those dashes become fewer and fewer. So it starts out with like 5 dashes, and it blinks at you 4 dashes, 3 dashes, 2 dashes, 1 dash, then it blinks a bunch of zeros. That means you've effectively reset your oil maintenance light, so you don't have to see that. And then after a little less than 5,000 miles, it'll blink maintenance required when you first turn your car on, and then a little bit after that, it'll turn on when your car's on and stay on, and that tells you you've gone 5,000 miles. If you want to be old school, and I recommend it, I do it at the dealership. I got like a lifetime supply for you guys of these things. I go through a roll of these. The faster I go through them, the better our business does. But and then you could write down all the details there. So I'm Drew. This is a 2009 Corolla. I certainly hope you learned something in this video. If you did, right now, if you would, please give it a thumbs up. That helps this channel grow. You guys have seen, if you're new to the channel, you haven't seen, and I definitely recommend you check out, but you guys have seen me do some insane stuff. You know, I've shown how to pull the engine and transmission out of these cars, and candidly, it doesn't get much more advanced than that, I suppose, you know, other than some intense diagnostics, which we've done on this channel as well. So this is going to cover everything. I just want to show you guys some love because I appreciate so much that you come here and watch these videos, how to do some basic things if you're a, you know, if you're a DIYer starting out. So if you've learned anything in the spirit of that, do please give the video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And hey, listen, if I could do it, you could do it. There's some intense stuff on this channel. And remember, I started out at 1.2. So if I could do it, you could do it. Hang in there. God bless. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.